Guys, it's week 7, and week 7 means pepper seeds. So today I'm going to start my peppers. First, let's take a look at how everything else is doing right now. Okay, starting over here with some flowers. These are going very, very well. These are my calendulas. They're getting nice and big. These I will put outside with my cool season crops. I will just make sure that I harden them off under my covered porch a little bit at a time once the weather snaps a little bit. Snaps. Here are my snaps. Here's all my snapdragons, and they are coming up beautifully. I just go ahead and throw a bunch of them in a container like this and thin them out in a little bit. So that'll happen pretty soon. Painted daisies are up. This is a really pretty flower that I didn't really know existed, and I got some seeds from it kind of on accident and planted it, and I love it. It's really, really pretty. I've got some dahlias that I started from seed that are doing really, really well. Over here you can see that mint mix I have is coming up, as well as that wild thyme. There's some aster seeds that had low germination. It doesn't look like they're going to do very well. And this Rose Rhapsody Salvia is starting to come up, so that's good. I was worried about that one. Right next to him, I've got a tray of cold weather things, mostly brassicas and lettuce, it looks like. This red acre cabbage, no go. My kales are looking pretty good. I've got some lettuce. Again, this lettuce is too early for inside. I'm going to be feeding this to either chickens or bunnies. Cabbages are looking really good. And then tray over here. These are balloon flower. They're staying really small, but they're coming up. I've got some marigolds. Got some little baby columbine, which I don't think I've ever done columbine successfully from seed before. They're a cute little leaf. Look at them, all kind of rounded and pretty. I like those. I've got some parsley, some marjoram. There's French rosemary. And next to it, I do have a little bit of mountain mint coming up. I've got one successful thing of tarragon and one little elecampane in there. So those are going well. This tray is beautiful. The onions are fantastic. I'm going to give them another haircut before I start getting them ready to harden off in a couple weeks. Artichokes. All the celery looks fantastic still, even though I've pretty much ignored it other than to water it once in a while. That's all bonus celery. And then down over here, this is going to be kind of funny lighting. I've got one of those blue and red lights here. But I have got rapinis, broccoli, chard, mustards, Brussels sprouts. That's a lot of red mustard. Aren't those leaves pretty though? That's super pretty. Back under there in the back, I have got bee balm and agastache. I've got some hollyhocks. These big guys right here are hollyhocks. Right there. This huge guy, that's borage. Got some broccolis here and a little bit of kale. And I don't know if you can tell, but these ones are a little bit rough. You see the leaf damage? Guess who got in here? Gracie the cat. Ugh, she's such a troublemaker. Up here, I've got kind of a mixed bag. Got some cilantro up, and it looks like all of those lupins are coming up really well. But that's about it. Eggplant not going great. I do have a little bit of chive in the back end one. All my delphinium and stuff not coming up. This tulsi not coming up. That's unfortunate. Over here, cauliflower. Oh, that's nice. And then all my pansies. As you can see, these pansies are kind of hit and miss. Not exactly sure why. But I will have some pansies to go outside. Down here, again, this is my most crowning glory of seed starting right now, is all this celery. It's so pretty. This second row over here in the middle is all basil. I think all basil. Oh, I got a little bit of catnip and catgrass over there. So I do have some catgrass coming up. And that is about it on this one. Basil does take longer to germinate in the basement. And then I've got some more things over here. Bouquet dill, Dara, lobelia. I got a little bit of stock coming up. And it looks like I got just a couple little Sweet William double coming up. So those are nice. And then down here I got another tray. This one's under those funny lights too. Canterbury bells, my chamomile, my Scabiosa / pin cushions, and my eucalyptus, all doing super well. Last spot over here, this spot's not doing as well. Some things are. This cumin, this right here is cumin, and look, it's really dry, but it's also very fussy. Everything else over here is doing just fine, had the same amount of water. These are my geraniums, red tornado ivy, the seed that I saved this winter. I found some more, and I went ahead and stuck those in a bucket too, so maybe I'll get some of those. Basil and lavender and chive, and then I've got some of these coreopsis right here too. So all in all, pretty good so far in the house. Ignore that dead plant, it's very old. Okay, let's check the calendar. Here is week 7. It says sweet peppers and head lettuce. Next week says hot peppers. And then it looks like I wanted to do asters this week, but I did those ones already. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mess with the schedule again. I'm gonna do all my peppers today. I'm gonna move lettuce out a whole nother week because I'm not gonna be ready for it anyway, so I might as well get these peppers going. And I'm not gonna do any flowers today because I'd better get all the peppers done. And I'm gonna move those asters out one more week. So next week, I will do the head lettuce, zinnias, straw flower, and these asters. So let's just concentrate on peppers today. Sound good? All right, let's get going. All right, step 1, soil in containers, done. Pre-moistened, got them all pretty much filled in. And now I'm gonna go ahead and take my pepper list that I made earlier, and I'm gonna start making some labels and label these trays. Okay, so I've got all my labels made. I made 1 label per 6-pack. So if I got more than a 6-pack, I made multiple layers, layers. Keep in mind, this is a lot of peppers, However, not all of these are gonna make it. Some of them are gonna fail. So I found that I usually start more peppers than needed, and I end up with the right amount. Okay, so you see behind me, I took all my labels and I put them into my containers. I did end up having to go with 4 trays because I didn't want to skimp out on some of the varieties that I wanted, which meant I had up to 4 trays. When I upped to 4 trays, I had some extra space. So some of those I'm doing more than I'd planned on. I did that on things that I know that I could sell if nobody else wants them. Things like bell peppers, banana peppers, cayenne, Tabasco, things that I know people around me will buy off of me so I don't get stuck with a whole bunch of plants. I also have one plant that is very hard to germinate, the nocturne pepper. It's a Polish pepper, and so I did go ahead and double the amount of those I'm going to do just to make sure that I get some. So I'm going to take all of my seeds and start potting them all up. Okay, I've got all the pepper seeds planted. Let's go ahead and take a look at what I've got here. I tried to keep them in containers of kind of the same thing. So here's my bananas, those Giallo and Rosso roasting peppers. Purple Marconi and Carmen are kind of similar. So is that Gypsy. Here's the pepperoncinis, Jimmy Nardellos, and Pippin's Golden Honey. Those are all a smaller one. Back here I got a tray of some hot ones, Poblanos, Tequila Sunrise, all my jalapenos and nadapenos. This is one of the ones I doubled, so I need to get 2 more labels in here. Stephanie, those are nadapenos. Back here I did the same thing. I've got 3 California Wonders and then 3 Shishitos. I need a Shishito label here. Lilac Bell, King of the North, and Orange Sun are all bell peppers. And then my last tray back here, I've got some cayenne, Tabasco, Sugar Rush Peach, fish pepper. Those are hot peppers. Here's my Polish dudes, the Nocturne, Zulu, Ribia, and Etiuda. And then I've got 2 on the end with nothing on them. They're actually red marble, but for some reason I didn't write labels on them. So 4 trays of peppers, This is a lot of peppers, people. Okay, here's a few things about peppers, tips that I like to use. Oh, look, there's Bailey. Hi, Bailey. Hey, sweetie. Hi. Bailey got fixed the other day, so she's in a baby onesie. You can buy those little suits from the vet for like 30 bucks for them to wear after surgery, but I just went in the closet and found some of Ava's old onesies and put them on her, and they work really good. And if they get ruined because she pees on them or whatever, I can just throw them in the laundry, and I got another one ready to go. So anyway, pepper tips. Now that I have peppers going, peppers really like heat. So I do have a heater in this room. This room does have a duct to the furnace, but because it's a basement room, it does stay a little bit cooler. So I have gone ahead and added some extra heat to this. My husband is not happy when I add this in here because it does pop our electric bill up a little bit because it does suck quite a bit of power. But once I need my peppers to germinate, that warmth matters. The peppers like the heat. So I will actually probably those right there on that table, and I'll show you that heater in a second. But I'm gonna put that heater up right next to them right here, and I'm gonna try and keep those as warm as I can and really hydrated to get good germination out of my peppers. Okay, the peppers are planted. Spring can come any day now.